Friday. Ship a load here on the new job. Thought we'd just chit chat a little bit. What we got going on next couple weeks. Should be pretty interesting. Nothing going on special next week, just a normal week. But in 2 weeks, I got Morbark's wanting to do some new chains, try out some new chains. So they're going to bring out some new chain to us. Try out this flail. The chain beats the bark and limbs off the tree. So they're, I don't know if they made some new stuff or they found some new stuff or what they got going on. They deal with a company called Peerless Chain. And we ran that for a long time. It's an oval style chain. And last winter, I believe, or the winter before last, there's a place called Wallingford out in Maine. Wallingford makes a couple different styles of flail chain. They make a square one and a round one. And we jumped on trying them guys out. We tried the square one out. Well, the difference between the square and the oval chain is the oval chain has 2 wear points, first of all, and it only beats the wood usually on those 2 sides of the oval, okay? The difference with this square chain is it's got more of a square corners on it. So, and you have 4 corners, obviously. So it has 4 different wear spots on it. So what does that mean, you ask? It means that it has longer life because it has more points of wear on it. And it actually does a lot better job of cleaning the bark off the trees. Okay. And the hardest time to get the bark off these trees is in the winter. And we started using them, like I said, 2 winters ago in the middle of winter, and it was amazing how well of a job Wallingford's chain did. I mean, it was impressive of beating that bark off the tree. So Morbark's been out multiple times, and of course they ask us what we use, and I tell them, and they must have come out with something new. They want us to give a whirl. So that's going to happen in a couple weeks probably. And in 2 weeks, that same week we're shut down by our main mill for maintenance all that week. We'll be not able to haul any chips in. So it might work out best to have them come during that week. Now, here's what else is going on that same exact week. Is Morbark is having their demo days. They have a demo days every fall. They bring a bunch of people in from all over the world to look at their chippers. And they got some demos going on at their shop. And I've honestly never been to it. And why? Because I'm always out here working. So I've never been able to actually go. But this year, the past 3 years, they've had us on their demo list. What that means is, for their show, they'll have an on-site show, and they'll bring usually around 50 guys out. They'll put them all in a bus, a big charter bus, and bring a whole crew out, and they watch me chip a load. And then they do a walk around and kind of check stuff out. So that's happening in 2 weeks also. They're coming out to our job. They'll bring a bunch of people out. They'll talk about the chipper first. There you go, you rascal. They'll talk about the chipper first, and then I'll chip a load. So they got high auger pressure. So what that means is this: I get just a little bit stressed out when I got 50 guys they come up and start looking at me and watching me, and everyone's got their phones out, they're walking around. And here's why I get nervous. Because I don't want to screw anything up. I got all these guys watching me, and it's a little nerve-wracking. Because I don't want to blow a hose or something. And most of the guys that are obviously here run equipment understand what exactly is going on, understand breakdowns, everything like that. But it's the operator error that gets me most nervous, because I don't want to grab a tree rung or something and then put a stick through my bucket and bust a hose off or something. So that's kind of the nerve-wracking part for me. Other than the fact I don't want to get it clogged up, or I want to keep everything running smoothly. I want to, want Morbark to look as good as they can with their equipment without me screwing anything up. So that's kind of the nerve-wracking part of the whole ordeal. So that's happened all in 2 weeks. I'll have, they want to do some chain stuff, the big show, and the mill's not taking any wood. So what we're going to do is, we'll just preload those trucks. So they won't actually get hauled in. And we're looking at, we talked to one more mill, we haven't heard back yet, about possibly hauling some wood into a different mill. We've hauled into quite a bit in the past. So if they can take some wood, then we'll actually do some chipping that week and haul them some wood. Not a good amount, but we'll get at least a little bit of wood in. But if they don't take any, then we're actually not doing anything that week as far as loading trucks, other than for the Morbark show, and then we'll preload something. We'll preload all of our trucks that week if we don't have to haul anything. We'll preload them all for the next week. So it's a real bummer. I know Cotton Top there said in the video the other day about a mill changing ownership, and they were shut down. And it's no fun when mills start not taking wood, because one thing about the business we're in is you cannot make up for lost time. And when you get shut down for a day or 2 days, or it comes down to that week, you can never make up that week. As far as a business standpoint, it is really hard to make money. You can't get rid of nothing, because the bills keep coming in, and you still have to have a certain amount of people do work, whether it's work on equipment or with the trucks being down, they'll maintenance trucks, and there's still bills coming in. There's just no money coming in. So it's one of those business deals where it's really hard. You just kind of gotta, if you know it's coming in advance like we did for a couple weeks, 3 weeks or whatever, it's a little easier, so you can kind of prepare yourself and get everything in order. But you still can't make up that lost time. That's the hardest part of being shut down, not being able to put it in. And right now they got us set at 900 tons this week. We've been running around 1,000 tons every week. And basically, if they set us at 1,000 tons, we are not doing a whole lot on Friday, because we'll have all our wood in usually on Thursday, most of the time, with our trucks being preloaded sometimes for next week on Thursday. So it's a real bummer, because you're already slow as it is. That's kind of what's going on. We keep plugging along. There is a new mill that's going in about an hour away from where about 45 minutes from where we live. It's more than an hour away from here. But if this mill is going to go in, which they said it is, they've already cleared it. The dirt work's all getting done, and it's all looking like she's going to be up and running by 2018. If that happens, the mill that we haul to and the other mill that we haul to on occasion, this new mill would take more than both of those mills put together a year. That's going to do some pretty interesting things for the area in wood business. It's going to change everything. I mean, to have another market to haul to, it's going to get pretty interesting. They're going to require a whole lot of wood, and there's not a lot of wood producers in our area. One thing about different logging companies, forestry companies in our area is there's not a whole lot of people that do it. And the people that do the logging, that own these companies, are all older, how should I say this, are all of an older age, say it nicely, gentlemen, because it's really, really, really difficult, really difficult to start an operation with the way the current markets are at. So there hasn't been anybody starting new companies or anything like that because there's just really no market for it. In the late 90s, 3 mills went down and they never started any new ones. So it's like, that hurt a lot of people. A lot of people went out of work. Those 3 mills went down. So it'll be real interesting when this mill goes in what happens. We're supposed to be putting some timber buyers on the ground here pretty within 6 months or so. They're going to need a lot of wood before they open up. So it's going to be interesting to see. So all the wood producers are kind of licking their chops, shall I say. Everybody's kind of excited, but you still have to, like us, when we're not doing all the wood we can do this week, it's a real bummer, but you just kind of keep looking ahead going, hopefully things look up. And that's exactly how the wood business is. You got to be very optimistic when it comes to the wood business if you're going to own a company, because things can go from great to horrible real quick, and it's totally out of your control. So that's what's going on around here. We're not putting a whole lot of wood. We're putting 900 tons in, which is pretty easy for us. But what do you do? That's what's going on the next couple weeks. It's going to get interesting when Morbark shows up, and I hope to have all of my wood in. That way I can hit up demo days on Friday. They put on a big shindig and get together and food and equipment running. So if I can get to that, simply because we're not putting no wood in, I'll try to get some footage and see what we got going on over the big Morbark. And it'll be interesting. Hopefully, I'm not going to promise nothing that I'll record because I don't know how it's going to go. I'd love to do some pretty cool recording over there. They got a pretty cool place Morbark does over there. Pretty cool. It's over a million square foot under roof their shop is. So it's a pretty impressive shop they got. They got all kinds of stuff going on. So if I can get over there and get some footage of that, it's pretty neat. Pretty neat stuff. One thing that's interesting about this wood chipper is I don't know who all knows, but the majority of these wood chippers that are built right here in Michigan, Morbark's a big one, obviously, we all understand that. If you're kind of understand the wood business, Morbark's a fairly large company. They've been putting together chippers for a long time. They kind of got them perfected. Now they're not cheap, but as far as reliability, stuff like that, being that they're 45 miles away from us, it makes a big difference when it comes to buying these chippers. So actually just started making a disc chipper. But Bandit is right down the road. Okay, it was a family dispute. Bandit they started right down the road. You see Bandit. Bandit has a good advertising. Good advertising. I'll give them that much. They do a good job of advertising their product, pushing it out there. I just don't know a whole lot about it. Okay, I've never, like I said, I've never run one, so I'm not going to sit here and say how much Morbark is better than them, or vice versa, or Morbark's the best. Like I said, I've never run one. They don't make a flail, so that's why I've never run one of their chippers. We've been dealing with Morbark for over 20 years, over 20 years, so that's just, they seem to have, there's no reason for us to change as far as having it. They got this thing perfected, I'll just say that. When it comes to doing these knives, all the angles and that, this thing is perfected. So we don't really have a need to change. So Bandit is like a mile or two down the road from Morbark, okay? And then Treeland is only a few miles away. So Treeland makes a chipper. That's actually who Paul's used to work for. They run Treeland chippers. It's like the central hub of these wood chippers are made right here in Michigan. So we're at a big advantage. We do this chipping. We need parts. It's like, okay, somebody driving Morbark can get parts. You know, anything we need that might be somewhere else or they might not have it on the shelf. I mean, Morbark factory is 45 miles away. So I would love to make a pretty cool video about Morbark. And if one of you Morbark guys are watching, which I don't know, some of them watch a little bit, I need to get hooked up. Get me in your factory so I can show these guys what your factory looks like. Get me in the doors in there at a golf cart and give me a little tour. You Morbark guys are watching. Troy from Tad, if you're watching, hook me up, man. So I can get in that place and give these guys some video footage of what it looks like inside the factory there. I'd love to make some videos of that place. It is one cool place. That's what's going on the next couple weeks. Hopefully I'll be able to make some pretty cool content for you guys. And I'm excited. Hopefully if it all goes half as good as I hope it does, it's going to be really cool. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing. If you like this video, click like. Share it. Maybe if it's kind of cool, share my other videos. And if you want me to make a video about something, don't be afraid to leave a comment. If you want to see something that you think is cool, it would be neat. I know Doug asked me a question the other day about some stuff in the blog, and I told him I'd answer that question in the video. So if you got questions about anything or want me to make a video about something, don't be afraid to ask. And I'd love to make some cool videos of what you guys want to see. And I'll do all I can to make it. Some people have some interest. You know how it goes. Anybody can want a video of anything. But yeah, thanks for everybody for subscribing. Thanks for all the new subscribers. Thanks for all the nice comments. I really appreciate the nice comments. It's cool. I hope you enjoyed this video. It might be boring just watching this thing equal and to hear me talk, but this is what I do every day. You know what? I actually enjoy it. This is the Morbark 2755 flail chipper. And if you want to know what that means, maybe I'll tell you in another video. No, I'll tell you that. It's a 55-inch wide throat in it. 55 inches wide. It's got it'll take a 27-inch tree. So it's got a 30-inch disc in it. The disc is a 30-inch disc, but the opening is only 27 inches. That's the 2755. And that's what we're doing in a couple weeks. Thanks for watching, guys. Yeah.